love this.
Yes.
And I have to say, when you brought this the first year, I tried to get them and they sold out. And like every time you bring them, they sell so quickly.
They're so popular. It is the #1 problem-solving perennial. Because this will grow in average soil. It also grows in wet areas. And in this situation, you see how it illuminates the dark foliage. It's a mulch replacement.
See?
Wouldn't you rather have sunshine instead of a black hole in the garden?
Please. Mulch is expensive. It's backbreaking.
And you have to keep replacing it.
And you keep replacing it. So if you could think of something better to do, that's what Creeping Jenny live plants are all about. It's a 6-piece collection. The majority of you will get more than one set at a time. I'm just saying.
For that.
Yes.
For edging your beds. That's a garden I designed in Connecticut. I've got sun patients in the back.
Oh, look
and
at that.
edge, you know, where you've edged your bed, typically collects water.
It sure
and
does.
it'll be wet, and everything will want to rot there. And I tried, and then it occurred to me, I thought, Creeping Jenny does well in a wet area. And I thought, I had never seen it done that way.
Yeah.
So that is my
Stunning.
design thing. I've never seen it anywhere done that way. So there's a little tip for you. If you've got that little dark edge around your bed, wouldn't you rather have a highlighter around there instead of this black hole? It's like, okay, yeah, instead of all these dark circles under my eyes, I'm gonna have some Creeping Jenny coming down. Everybody's gonna be looking then.
So this is a ground cover.
Yes.
That is, I mean, it's pretty set and ready. It's just bursting right out of that tray when you get it.
It's good to go. And I talked about how the petunias will hang down, you know, 20 to 30 inches. That's what this does. So, Lord have mercy. Get loose from there. Would you hold this, please?
They don't want to separate.
Thank you. But look at this. This is how it spreads. It's already cascading, and you're getting 6 of these. This is what I'm shipping. This is not what it's going to turn into. This is what it is when you open the box. And I love this color, particularly if I've got it with my petunias or if I've got it with my sun patients, and which is what I showed in the images, because this lights up the edge of your beds. If you've got an area, say around a tree, and you want to do that golden circle around the tree instead of all that mulch. And I'm thinking, what is that supposed to be? It looks like I need to get a scooper out there and remove it. I don't want that. Those are the steps going up to the back of the house. You've illuminated the steps without putting in lighting.
Oh, look how pretty that is.
In window boxes, in hanging baskets, in pots, it cascades over the sides. And if you've got ugly plastic pots, you don't have to buy fancy ones.
Nobody will see them.
This covers up in a rock garden. It's so beautiful there. If you've got dark-leafed plants, it will make them show off. Dark-leafed plants tend to disappear into the mulch. It all looks brown.
Right.
And
that makes
also
sense.
at twilight, it all looks brown. All of your dark colors look brown.
Oh, look how pretty.
And imagine that this next image, which I did in Connecticut.
Okay, that's the one.
That's where all of that Creeping Jenny is. That was mulch. Think about it. If that's all mulch, it's just not so great, but that was a wet area. I've got the sun patients behind it, and we have those colors today in this show. So keep that in mind, how the chartreuse pops the pink.
All right. So now what do I do? Because I have the feeling you need to buy more than one set of these. Use your credit card. That way you can make sure you get them. Because if you get one home and you think you're going to come back and find them, you're not going to. I so apologize. You need to make sure that you're planting your garden now, and we will ship these out when it's appropriate in your neighborhood to put them in the ground or a container or whatever you're going to do with them.
Yes.
All right, my friend.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So this is what you do. Here's you're getting 6 plants in this collection.
Okay.
These only get 2 to 4 inches tall. They will spread 18 inches wide. I plant these 18 inches apart in that if I'm doing the edge. I space them 18 inches apart. In a month, they have connected.
Really?
That's what they do.
In a
and
month.
then it goes up into the bed in between your plants, so you've got the gold there rather than those dark holes where the mulch might be.
Okay, I want to ask you something.
It goes a long ways. It goes further than you think. Don't cheat yourself and cram it all up.
Okay. These are hard to get. Is there a trick? Because you always have.
Yeah.
We were talking about this when I had the great pleasure to work with you a couple days ago, and I was like, Philip, all these good ideas. Should I, when I get something like this, like squeeze the container and then gently pull them out? Is there a trick?
And I'm glad you said that, because that is the way to do it, is you've got it, see, in the plastic container like this. Do that to loosen the roots in case they have adhered to the side of the pot.
Okay.
And then you can just grab it like you've got your little brother's hair and you're pulling him across the room. That sort of thing. You know the trick. So there we go. But if I may,
Here,
I'm just going to show you. We've got
Okay.
Our today's special value here with all of these beautiful petunias, but I wanted to show you how this chartreuse color, this color
wow, that looks
is
nice.
the highlighter, the illuminator. It makes everything else brighter. That's what I use for this. And if you think, oh, I don't have a place for that, yes, you do. Any of those ugly places or places that are too wet, like where the drain spout comes out, or in your cascading baskets, because this also cascades down. It will not get crowded out.
Imagine if you have hardscaping and it would go
Yes.
over the hardscaping.
Beautiful.
What does it do in the winter? And it comes back, right?
Let me tell you, this
Okay.
is what I love about this. It's because it dies down in the
Okay.
wintertime, but it's perennial. And I use it in the northern zones and the southern zones. This comes up and it'll be that color chartreuse right there when the daffodils are blooming. Most of your ground covers are still, you know, like the dark green of the ivy, the dark green of the pachysandra. They still look like death's door. And I'm not interested in death's door. I want heaven's gate. And you've got this beautiful color right here, and it illuminates the garden. But imagine your daffodils blooming up through this, because they do come up through it. Guess what does not come up through it? Weeds.
Weeds, that's what we want to hear.
No weed problem with this, only 2 to 4 inches. You can walk across that, and that's why I called when I laid all this out and it all grew in. I said, there is my yellow brick road.
Amazing.
And I'm going to Oz. There we go.
$9.99. So if you want to pick up 2 or 3 of these, use the easy pay option. And here's the deal. You pay for them one time and they come back year after year and they get better and they're not a hassle to take care of. And you're going to, of course, get the growing guide here, so you don't have to worry about it. Fertilized?
Yes, I do fertilize these. I sprinkle it on and water it in. It's good to go. Time released, no messy fingers. And unlike mulch, this doesn't have to be replaced.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Beautiful
All right.
solution.
So, and you're the only one who has the Sweet Jenny.
That's
so
right.
Make sure that you're dialing in. Put it in the cart and check out on that ground cover. But you convince us when you see how gorgeous that is. It's interesting, Philip, that it looks different when you put it next to another plant.
Yes, it
like
does,
it comes to
because
life.
It's in what I call perfect companions. I was in a book a couple of years ago for the top designers in the world. And my chapter was called Juxtaposition.